The first nuclear power plant in the world was called the EB-1 trial reactor. It was built in the state of Idaho in the United States and started operating on December 20, 1951. In the early 20th century, scientists thought they had invented nuclear power, but they were mistaken. Before we share the real beginning of nuclear power, and possibly the oldest nuclear plant on Earth, we would like you to subscribe to our channel Unexplained History. By doing so, you won't miss any future video, and if you turn on the reminder bell, you'll be notified when new content is available. We will reveal that nuclear power existed on Earth a staggering 1.8 billion years ago, and we will explore who might have utilized this power back then. Soon after, in 1954, a nuclear power plant was opened in the Soviet Union, which was considered scary at the time. In 1956, Calder Hall in the UK became the first commercial nuclear power plant to provide electricity to the public grid. People believed that nuclear power was a significant technological advancement and a sign of human progress. However, this turned out to be a mistake, not only because of the environmental damage caused by excessive use of nuclear power, but also for another reason: discovery. In 1972, a French company started bringing uranium ore from Gabon, a country in Africa, to France. Uranium ore is a valuable raw material used in the nuclear industry. They discovered a mine in the south of Gabon that had high-quality rocks with a lot of uranium, which was exactly what Western companies were looking for. As the workers dug deeper in the mine, they found something unexpected. Instead of just finding the usual forms of uranium, they discovered a metal that was different. When French scientists examined the samples, they found a strange composition. Normally, uranium samples have three different forms called isotopes with different atomic masses. Uranium-238 is the most common, uranium-234 is the rarest, and uranium-235 is the most valuable because it can sustain a nuclear chain reaction on its own. However, the samples from Gabon had very little uranium-235, which meant it had already been mostly used up. The small amount of uranium left, around 0.717%, was not enough to be used in nuclear power plants anymore. Scientists were puzzled by this discovery and wondered if the mine in Gabon was a natural find, or if there was something more to it. Further research revealed even more astonishing facts. The samples that were examined in France had evidence of having gone through a nuclear reaction, equivalent to about 200 kilograms of power, similar to 6 atomic bombs. More used uranium ore was found in the Gabon mine, but there were no signs of an explosion or a significant nuclear reaction. This meant that the nuclear activity in the mine had been controlled. Researchers estimated that the mine, which is approximately 2 billion years old, had been used for nuclear power for about 500,000 years. During this time, the controlled and sustained nuclear reaction released a significant amount of thermal power, equivalent to several hundred terawatt-hours of energy. This is comparable to the energy produced by an average nuclear power plant over several decades. Over the course of 1.5 billion years, any remains of the nuclear reaction have disappeared, and the highly radioactive nuclear waste has naturally decayed. When these facts and numbers became public, scientists were astonished to learn that a technology similar to what physicists in the 20th century had worked on existed 2 billion years ago. Shocking facts. Scientists from around the world joined forces to investigate a surprising discovery. They found a mine containing uranium ore that appeared to be a sophisticated underground nuclear reactor rather than a natural occurrence. However, it lacked certain technical components like pipes, cooling towers, and control cabinets. Despite this, experts confirmed that the nuclear reactions observed were controlled and not extreme. The question arose as to who could have operated a nuclear reactor at this site 1.8 billion years ago using an unknown method. Initially, it was believed that this could not have been a natural process. Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg, a renowned nuclear scientist, stated that burning uranium in a reactor was not a natural process but a man-made one. He explained that for nuclear fission to occur, neutrons must be slowed down to the required speed, and this usually results in the water becoming very hot and evaporating. In nuclear power plants, carefully treated water is used for this purpose, which is not found naturally in the same form. However, Dr. Seaborg's assertion turned out to be incorrect. In 1956, another expert named Paul Karuta suggested in a scientific paper that a nuclear chain reaction could potentially occur in nature. Even skeptics had to acknowledge that nature could be just as intelligent as humans and might have created the first natural nuclear reactor 2 billion years ago. The precision of the reactor was too remarkable to be attributed solely to natural processes, so scientists are still investigating its origin. Meanwhile, nuclear physicist Alex Meshik and his team from Washington University in St. Louis revisited the site in Oclo, Gabon, 30 years after the initial buzz surrounding the natural reactors. They made an astonishing discovery. The natural reactor operated for precisely 30 minutes and then remained inactive for 2 to 2.5 hours before resuming energy production. Further examination revealed that the nuclear reactions occurred at different locations within the mine. The researchers wondered how such precise timing could be part of a natural process. Alex Meshik's team found a possible explanation. The 30-minute to 2.5-hour cycle matched the rate at which water seeped into the reactor from the surrounding environment. Do you think there is another reason? Even though there is a natural explanation, scientists and experts in atomic energy find the Oclo reactor fascinating because of how it was built and how it functions. Some people have suggested that the caves could have been a source of energy for ancient civilizations or even visitors from outer space, which may sound crazy, but it aligns with rumors about secret energy sources and reactors in ancient Egypt, the Mayan civilization, and even Venice. 2 billion years ago, the Earth's crust was likely cooling down, allowing the formation of large land masses. If there was any life on Earth at that time, it would have been simple organisms like single-celled organisms or basic algae. Today, scientists are still using Oclo reactors to study how highly radioactive nuclear waste naturally breaks down in the environment. At the Oclo site, the waste broke down naturally, which gives hope to scientists and the world that we can eventually break down our own large amounts of radioactive waste, like plutonium, without burdening future generations. That's it for today. What do you think about the Oclo results? Do you know what a nuclear plant is? Do you agree that this is a miracle, or do you think that miracles like this happen all the time in nature? Let us know in the comments section. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.